What up, peeps? Kings AL representing Grind for Yokes TV. Back with another video. In this video, we're going to be talking about how to deal with a female that already has a man or a husband or whatever. Now, if you're going to do this kind of shit, man, you're basically a scumbag. You know what I mean? You playing the scumbag role. You know, I myself, I played this role couple of times, you know what I mean, at least about 4 or 5 times when in my early 20s. Even I think when I first started, I messed around with this married chick when I was like 19. I talked about it in a previous video when I was like 19. Now, you got to realize the consequences that come along with doing this, you know, because if you mess around and you get caught, right, and it may not even be your fault, you know, this kind of shit has happened to me. It was her fault, you know. Her man may have found out, and you never know what kind of dude that you're dealing with. You could be dealing with a crazy ass motherfucker. You could be dealing with a serial killer. You know what I mean? Like, you never know what kind of motherfucker you're dealing with. So, like I said, you want to beware the consequences. But if you're like me back in the day, you probably don't care. If a female looks good and she's willing to give up the box, you know, you're probably going to take it. Now, before I get started, let me say this. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. King JL spitting nothing but the real. Now, if you're in there and the female is, you know, ready to, you know, give up the buns to you, chances are, or at least in my situations, you're there to fill in the void, you know, and that void, you know, it could be she could just like your presence, or she may feel very comfortable around you, you know, the conversations that you guys have and make her feel you know, very warm and welcoming. And a lot of times when you get into a female's head like this, and when you can force her to get into her emotions, you know, she'll be more willing to have sex with you, especially if the topic, you know, comes up. You know what I mean? Like I said, my first situation happened when I was like 19. I was messing around with this married female, whatever, right? Now, her husband was a truck driver. He was on the road. So he was gone, you know, a lot of times, you know what I mean? He was barely home. And when he was home, he wasn't putting it down. And so what this does, like I said, I was there to fill in that void. Now, she said she found me real attractive. You know what I mean? She found me very attractive. And like I said, she started throwing me choosing signals. You know what I'm saying? Because at that time I was 19 and I was working in the photo lab. And what she would do, she would come into the store and she would have one of her pictures developed. And this one particular time she was posing in lingerie. You know what I mean? Like I mentioned this in previous videos, so there's no need for me to repeat myself. Another time, it was I was about 22. I was 22 and I was messing with this female, right? And her man, I was in New York, and her man was actually going to school in San Francisco. So like I said, I was there to fill in the void once again. Now this time I sort of played the friend role, you know, because, you know, I talked to her for a while. Like, for what I understand, back in the day, like, she would talk on the phone with her man, and then after she get off the phone with him, she would call me. You know what I'm saying? Pillow talking. Now, this is the chick that actually got me caught up, because she had got caught, and her man was in town or whatever at the time, and he had found out. He had looked through her phone and found text messages between me and her. And he actually tried to come up to my job to try to press me. So this is what I'm saying. Like, when you do this kind of shit, you want to beware of the consequences, because sometimes the you know, the consequences could be very bad. It wasn't bad for me because I was a crazy motherfucker back in the day, man. I used to carry knives and shit, man. You know what I mean? I would hang around, you know what I mean, dudes. And not a lot of people really had problems with me back in the day. But if they did, you know what I mean, I was ready. When you do this kind of shit, you want to make sure that you're on her time. You know what I mean? Don't be fucking pillow talking. Don't be hitting her up. You know what I'm saying? 9 in the morning talking about good morning and this and that. There's no need for that, because your main purpose should be, if she already has a man, just for sex, man. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be focused on her to the point where you want to try to drag her out of the relationship. Now, if you develop an emotional attachment with this female, You know what I mean? Like, you want to beware the consequences too, because now you sort of caught up in a love triangle, and that kind of triangle could be real bad, because females, especially if you're dealing with a real emotional female, she could have feelings for the both of y'all. You know what I mean? And a lot of times, if you're there to fill in that void, you could be the nice guy, and she could really have an attachment for him, even though he may have did some fucked up shit to her. She'll still have that emotional attachment. You know what I mean? And sometimes you could just be wasting your fucking time, man. You could be wasting months and years out of your life trying to pursue this one girl who still got a man and still won't leave him. You know what I mean? So you want to play this role just for sex, man. Don't get caught up in your emotions. If, like, you know what I mean, you want to be on your purpose, be on your grind, and you know what I mean, just have sex with her, man. That's what the game is all about. If she's willing to fuck, man, just fuck. There's millions of females out here, man. There's millions of fish in the sea, man. No reason to get caught up on this one girl. If you want to see her, you know what I mean, once a week or every other week or once a month just to have sex, that's fine. But like I said, you are on her time. You know what I mean? Let her hit you up. You know what I mean? You don't want to get caught up fucking pillow talking, and now you got fucking Tyrone at your motherfucking house knocking on your door with a shotgun ready to blow your motherfucking head off. You know what I mean? Just because he don't know how to handle his woman. You know what I mean? So this is King JL representing Grind for Yokes TV. I'll try to make another video about this topic while I detail you know what I mean, my situations that I've had with this, because I got experience in this. So like I said, King JL representing Grind for Yokes. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace. We out.